This is absolutely crucial for the Ohio State Buckeyes to get right ahead of their game with the UCLA Bruins. We're going to be breaking down exactly what we need to do defensively against UCLA, and I have a film breakdown of the number one play that I promise you UCLA runs better than any other play, and they're going to run it against us this Saturday. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Columbus Football 365. If you're an Ohio State Buckeye fan, please hit that subscribe button. Only 5.3% of viewers are subscribed to the channel, but let's hop into the topic for today. Coming from Cleveland.com, Iamaleava averages fewer than 200 passing yards per game, but he's running for 52.7 yards per game. It'll be important for Ohio State's defensive ends, Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, to display strong pass rush lane integrity, which will also be the case in the Buckeyes' most important regular season game. Well, I forgot to talk about in the intro. There's also a little connection there at the end of the video, but rush lane integrity is something that is very important whenever you are rushing the passer. Rush lane integrity is making sure that you are staying where you are assigned in pass rush versus a quarterback. You can't just go wherever it benefits you the most as a pass rusher, because then that allows the quarterback to watch the lanes, running lanes for the quarterback open up, and he's going to use it as an opportunity to run for yards. Nico Iamaleava, the entire offense is built around him for UCLA. So he wants to run the ball. He's extremely athletic, but fortunately, we do have the players ready to stop him. Actually, first, let's talk about the number one thing that the offense is going to try to do. It's going to be the RPO game for the UCLA Bruins. This little picture, what we got here is how this play works is Nico Iamaleava snaps the ball out of the shotgun. He has a wide receiver or more to his left, and the running back on his left hip, or it could be his right hip. What he's going to do, snap the ball, he's going to fake it to the running back. He's going to look right at where that pink dot is, and he's going to check, is there a defender here? Yes or no? If yes, he's going to hand off the football. If there's no defender, he's going to throw the slant. It's an RPO, run pass option. That is what this UCLA defense is built on, and it is the number one thing that we have to be ready for. However, you can see in this picture, Penn State's defense is not set up close enough to this player, and they are going to be able to execute a slant route in this scenario. So Ohio State's defense, we have to make sure we are lined up over the receiver, maybe even on the inside shoulder, to prepare for this. We can still have help over the top with a safety, so it doesn't matter if they just switch to running out breaking routes instead of in breaking routes to get away from this. Now, what we also have ready for UCLA is going to be, we got on the screen are Caden Curry stats right now. Ohio State's number one pass rusher, who has to make sure he's keeping up his pass rush lane integrity. Already 7 sacks on the season for Caden Curry, 38 tackles, absolutely amazing. But also what's even better than that is how good Ohio State's defense has been so far this season, averaging only allowing 211.6 yards per game, which is number one in the country. But to me, what is even more impressive, take a look at the points per game allowed. Ohio State is 4.9, allowing 4.9 points per game less than the number 2 team in the country in Indiana. Ohio State gives up almost no points per game. We have arguably the best defense in the entire country, but UCLA has a plan to break it down. I'm about to show the number one play that I promise you UCLA is going to run against us, and it is, for whatever reason, Nico Iamaleava is great at throwing this route, even though usually he is a wildly inaccurate quarterback, but he's great at throwing one route, and here is what it is going to be. This is one of the number one plays that UCLA likes to use to break down defenses. What it is it's going to be a post wheel to the top of the screen. So it's going to be a post from one player and then a wheel behind them, and then they're going to run either a running back or a tight end out to the flat. And what the idea here is, UCLA, they want the defense, they want to take this deep safety, they want him to take the post and get out of here and vacate. Then they want either a linebacker or any sort of flat defender to sit down and take in the flat. So Nico Iamaleava, they get him the opportunity to hit that wheel route and just sneak them by guys. They hit this play multiple times against Penn State, and even though Nico Iamaleava's accuracy isn't very good, for whatever reason, he's good at throwing this. So we're going to see the play starts to develop. Nico's going to pump fake right there in slow motion, a little bit hard to see, but he pump faked to the the flat route, which is going to bring the linebacker down. And all we need, or if we're UCLA's offense, we want to, of course, stop this. UCLA is looking for the linebacker. Just chop your feet for a second when you see that pump fake. And when they get this look, that's when Nico's going to let the football fly and go over the top and hit him. This is the number one play that we need to be ready for going into this matchup. So pretty sure I talked over the beginning of that, but that is the play that we're going to have to be extremely prepared for. That post wheel concept, it's not always two wide receivers like it was in that situation. Sometimes they can have a tight end running that wheel route or running the post route. They're going to try to get tricky with it, but we have to make sure we are prepared for anything. And more, it's not about being prepared for that wide receiver out of the slot to run a post or a wheel, and then the X wide receiver all the way on the outside to run the post. We have to be more ready for the concept in general, and we have to know that it's something that the UCLA Bruins want to run, something they execute at a high level, and something that we have to be prepared for. Now, speaking of preparation, what's great about facing Nico Iamaleava in this game is he actually prepares the Ohio State Buckeyes for another quarterback that we're going to see farther in the season. Cleveland.com made a great point likening Nico Iamaleava to the true freshman quarterback for the team up north. And what they said was Michigan's Bryce Underwood is averaging similar numbers to Iamaleava. Mobility always makes a quarterback tougher to defend, and if Ohio State performs well against UCLA, it should be able to do the same against its rival. However, if Iamaleava creates trouble with his legs, Underwood might do the same. Now, this is very smart. Those two players are very similar players, Bryce Underwood and Nico Iamaleava. They're both guys that have cannons for arms, but they're horribly inaccurate with those arms. They're both guys that are extremely athletic, but it doesn't matter if you can't throw. So they're both going to be offenses that they're going to be running a whole lot of RPOs. They're both going to be having their quarterback run the football a lot, and we have to be prepared for it. Now, this defense, I keep going over the stats because I love the stats. This defense is absolutely phenomenal. You may notice of all the top teams in yards per game allowed, there's a whole lot of top 10. 4 of the top 5 defenses in terms of yards allowed per game are top 10. Oregon, Iowa, Indiana, and of course Ohio State. Not so bad for a conference that, isn't deep at all or not. Oh my goodness. There's been so much SEC stuff going around recently. It is absolutely insane. With the college football playoff heating up and all the AP, or not the AP polls, but the college football playoff polls coming out, everyone keeps talking about how, the SEC is so good, they deserve, 12 teams, give them all the teams. It's just absolutely crazy. The Big Ten's here to stay, and I can't wait to see how this continues. But Nico Iamaleava, just one last point on him. He was a top 3 quarterback coming out. You may recognize the name. He was the starting quarterback for Tennessee last season when the Volunteers came to the Horseshoe in the first round of the playoffs, where we went absolutely crazy. You have to imagine that he has done some extra research. He's a little bit more excited for this game because just like every other team that we're facing this year, this against Ohio State is their biggest matchup of the year. It's their most important, the thing they're most excited for. They know that no matter how bad their season is, if they knock off number 1 Ohio State, it's going to be a good season. People are going to talk about it forever, and they're going to have great memories of it forever. We are creating our own memories. We're not handing out memories to other people. We're not making it for other people. Buckeyes, let's handle business. This offense shouldn't be anything too crazy. RPOs are pretty common in college football. UCLA has, their little spin on it, but there should be enough film with the new play caller, Jerry Neuheisel, where we are ready when we got to be studied up, prepared for this game. Matt Patricia, we've already gone over what his defense looks like on this channel. We may go over what their answers to this are going to be in a video tomorrow if this video does well. Just excited to watch more. Ohio State, just really college football in general. Love to watch it. Ohio State, let's go. If you stuck around this long, appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Buckeyes.